15 crops to plant in January for a productive and long-lasting family-feeding garden. January is the perfect time to turn cold days into productive planting power and set up your garden for a season full of fresh, homegrown food right from your backyard. In this video, I'll share 15 amazing crops you can plant now to keep your family-feeding garden thriving through spring and beyond, with simple tips that anyone can use whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned grower. January might seem quiet in the garden, but with a little planning and the right vegetables, herbs, and greens, you'll be harvesting delicious, nutrient-rich produce that keeps coming. One, lettuce, tender leafy greens all season. January is a great time to start lettuce seeds indoors or in a cold frame if outdoor soil is still frozen or soggy. These cool season greens thrive in crisp air and will give you continuous harvests of tender leaves that are perfect for salads and wraps. Once your lettuce seeds sprout, it's all about consistent moisture and light so they don't get leggy or bitter. And spacing them correctly means you'll have more room to snip young leaves. Growing lettuces now sets you up for bountiful harvests through early spring, giving your family fresh greens while warmer weather is still weeks away. If you're planting outdoors in milder climates, protect young seedlings with a light frost cover or mulch to shelter them from cold snaps. This early start also lets you succession plant every couple of weeks, so fresh harvests never end as the season unfolds. 2. Spinach. Heart-healthy freezer and fresh crop. Spinach is another cool weather favorite that you can sow in January, especially in beds with good drainage or in containers under cover. This leafy green grows well in cool soils and soon delivers nutrient-rich leaves that are fantastic steamed, sautéed, or added to soups. Because spinach doesn't mind frost, you can get it started early and enjoy multiple harvests before warmer weather slows it down, making it a staple in a family garden. Space your seeds evenly and keep the soil consistently moist, and you'll find that the tender young leaves appear quickly and keep on giving. Plus, spinach is incredibly versatile in the kitchen, from smoothies to stews, so planting it now means you have healthy, homegrown greens almost year-round. Three, broad beans, early protein-rich seeds. Broad beans are one of the most popular crops to sow in January, especially when you use a cold frame or light protection in cooler climates. They hearty peas that tolerate cold weather and reward you with nutritious pods that are rich in plant protein. Once planted, broad beans grow strong stems and often flower early, giving you an early season crop of fresh beans you can shell or cook straight from the garden. Roots set deep, helping the plants withstand cooler soil, and they can be harvested through spring and into early summer. Because they fix nitrogen in the soil, broad beans also improve your garden soil for later crops. So they're a win-win for a family garden focused on sustainable, nutrient-rich produce. Their early start gives your garden a strong foundation for success. 4. Kale, frost-tolerant super greens. January is Ethel month to sow kale, a frost-tolerant super green that keeps producing leaves long after many other crops have slowed. Hardy varieties like lacinato, curly, or red Russian will take cool weather in stride and often taste sweeter after light frosts. Plant kale seeds in beds with fertile, well-drained soil, or start them in containers and transplant when they're sturdy enough to handle. With regular watering and a bit of sunshine, kale quickly develops into robust plants that feed your family through spring and beyond. Because kale keeps producing new leaves as you harvest the outer ones, it's a long-lasting crop that doesn't require replanting right away. Its rich texture and deep green color make it perfect for salads, soups, and smoothies, turning every harvest into healthy meals. 5. Cabbage. Hardy heads for meals and storage. Cabbage seedlings started in January have plenty of time to develop into firm, hardy heads before warmer weather arrives, especially if you use indoor trays or protect them in a greenhouse. These cool season brassicas are versatile and keep well after harvest, which makes them a garden favorite for family meals. Whether you choose green, red, or Savoy types, cabbage is satisfying to grow because it translates directly into nutritious, filling dishes for soups, slaws, and sautés. Giving this crop a head start now means you'll enjoy larger, stronger plants when it's time to plant out or harvest. When you space your cabbage plants correctly and keep them well watered, you'll see firm heads forming that can be harvested over a broad window of time. Their resilience in cool weather makes them ideal for January planting, and they're great for long-lasting storage too. 6. Peas. Crisp pods for spring and early summer. Peas are a classic cool season crop that you can sow in January if your soil is frozen, or start in containers if it's too cold outdoors. They thrive in lower temperatures and will give you crisp, sweet pods that are delicious fresh or lightly cooked in early spring. Plant pea seeds in fertile soil with good drainage, and be sure to add a trellis or support so the vines can climb as they grow. These climbing plants love cool, moist ground, and starting them now gets them well established before the season really warms up. Once your peas start flowering, you'll see the pods form quickly, turning your garden into a busy, productive space full of family feeding potential. Their early growth gives you a head start on spring harvests and plenty of tender peas to enjoy. 7. Onions, flavorful bulbs, and green tops. January is a great time to start onion seeds indoors or in a cold frame because they take a longer time to grow and need a head start before the outdoor season begins. These versatile alliums form strong bulbs and offer both savory flavor and healthy greens for the kitchen. Plant onion seeds shallowly in quality mix and keep them in a sunny, cool spot until they get several strong leaves before transplanting them outside. With proper care, they develop into flavor-packed onions that store well and add depth to countless meals. Whether you plan to harvest for fresh green onions or fully matured bulbs, getting them planted in January gives these slow-growing crops time to thrive. Onions are a foundational crop for any garden focused on feeding a family with fresh produce. 8. Swiss chard. Colorful, cool weather green. Swiss chard is one of those cool season greens that you can start in January, especially if you're resowing seeds indoors or under a cold frame to get a head start before spring. This leafy vegetable grows through chillier weather and keeps producing harvestable leaves for a long time, making it a reliable choice to feed your family fresh, nutrient-rich greens. Its stems come in beautiful colors, from bright red to golden yellow, so you're not only growing healthy food, but adding visual appeal to your garden beds and kitchen dishes. Because Swiss chard germinates slowly, starting it now gives it plenty of time to develop into robust plants that will thrive into spring and beyond. By planting chard seeds in fertile, well-drained soil and keeping them moist, you're resetting yourself up for a crop that can weather cool snaps and still deliver tender leaves. This makes Swiss chard a great pick for January gardens and a versatile addition to salads, sautés, and soups throughout the year. 9. Beetroot, sweet roots from early sowing. Beetroot is another crop you can start in January if your soil is workable and not frozen, or by sowing seeds in trays indoors for later transplanting. These roots grow best in cool conditions and will develop into sweet, tender beetroot that's perfect for roasting, boiling, or eating raw in salads. Beet seeds are planted in well-prepared soil with plenty of organic matter so they can form smooth, round roots without obstacles. Once seedlings are up, thinning them to the right spacing gives each plant enough room to grow without competing for nutrients, sunlight, or water. Beet greens themselves are also edible and nutritious, so you'll all get 2 crops in one, roots and greens, feeding your family with vibrant flavors and colors. That kind of versatility makes beetroot a satisfying January planting choice that keeps on giving. 10. Cauliflower, cool season brassica for florets. Cauliflower is a cool season brassica that benefits from early seeds starting in January, especially in regions with a long growing season or when given protection indoors. These plants need time to develop strong roots and healthy leaves so they can form dense, creamy heads later in the season that are perfect for roasting or turning into cauliflower rice. Planting cauliflower seeds now gives them a head start on the season, which is important because they generally take longer to mature than many other vegetables. Keeping soil moist and feeding with gentle nutrients helps seedlings grow steadily without stress. Once your seedlings are large enough to handle, transplanting them into cooler garden beds under covers or cold frames lets them continue growing into spring when temperatures are ideal for this cool weather crop. 11. Celery, crisp stalks for year-round meals. Starting celery in January can be incredibly rewarding if you plan ahead, because this vegetable requires lots of time before producing full, crunchy stalks. Seeds are tiny and slow to germinate, so getting them going indoors now gives them the long growing period they need to develop strong stems and rich flavor. Celery grows best in consistently moist, rich soil, so sowing seeds in a quality seed starter mix and keeping them evenly watered helps ensure success. The plants will need plenty of light, whether from a sunny window or grow lights, to keep stems thick and upright as they grow. When your celery seedlings are big enough, transplant them into larger containers or protected outdoor beds with fertile soil so they continue their slow but steady growth. In return, you'll enjoy fresh, crisp stalks that add texture and nutrients to soups, salads, and main dishes all year long. Brussels sprouts, winter to spring harvests. Brussels sprouts are a cool weather crop that thrives when started in January under cover, giving them a strong foundation before being transplanted outdoors. These little cabbage-like vegetables take time to mature, so starting them early ensures they'll form firm sprout clusters along sturdy stems as the season warms. Because Brussels sprouts develop from the bottom of the stem upward, they need space and steady nutrients to grow well. Early planting helps give them a head start on that process. Keep seedlings watered and protected from harsh frost until they're ready to transition to stronger outdoor conditions. When mature, each plant yields multiple sprouts that can be harvested over several weeks, feeding your family with nutrient-dense greens that are delicious roasted, steamed, or sautéed. Leeks, tall, tender allium stalks. Leeks are a fantastic allium crop to start in January because they can tolerate cool conditions and grow into long, tender stalks that add rich flavor to many dishes. These cousins of onions germinate slowly but are hardy once established, and planting them now gives their roots a chance to strengthen before spring. Leek seeds are usually started in trays or seed beds and then transplanted when they re-thick enough to handle, helping them develop into strong, upright plants. As they grow, gradually hill soil around their stems to blanch them, improving tenderness and flavor without harsh chemicals. Leeks are especially good in soups, stews, and sautés because they add depth without overpowering other flavors. And their long harvest window means you'll use them often once they're ready. (14) Coriander, cilantro, fresh herb for flavor. Coriander, also known as cilantro, is a herb you can start in January under cover or indoors, giving you fresh aromatic leaves long before spring fully arrives. This herb prefers cooler weather and will bolt to seed quickly once it warms, so planting it early can maximize leaf harvests. To grow coriander successfully, sow seeds in a light, well-drained mix and give them plenty of sunlight or grow light hours to keep them compact and flavorful. Regular harvesting of outer leaves encourages more growth, so you always have fresh sprigs to brighten up salsas, salads, and curries. Because coriander has a short productive window before bolting, planting it in January helps stretch that period longer into early spring. This makes it an excellent choice if you want fresh herbs early in the year and plenty of flavor right from your garden. 15. Garlic. Slow grow flavor powerhouse. If you missed planting garlic in the fall, you can often still get cloves into the ground in early January before the soil warms too much. Garlic benefits from cool conditions that allow cloves to establish roots before spring growth really begins, so this month is a great final chance for planting. Plant each clove point up in loose, fertile soil and cover it well, keeping moisture even but not excessive so cloves don't rot. As spring arrives, garlic will push strong green shoots that eventually turn into big, flavorful bulbs you can harvest in late summer. Garlic adds full savory depth to countless meals, and growing your own means you get pungent, fresh bulbs that store well through winter. Its long growing season makes January planting a smart move if you want a rich garlic harvest later in the year.